Jesus Christ.
Guys, that's Eddie taking his first sip of the Sprecher beer that
The Abbey Triple.
we love so much and hold dear. And he's not liking it. Little spoiler for the episode, guys. But welcome in for the viewers that are listening. We're excited to be here with you, and we've got a great review and a lot on the episode. So why don't you tell them what we got going for him, buddy?
Well, as my co-host did not state, welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm one of your hosts, E Bo. That's one of your hosts, Trey. And on today's episode, I will be reviewing In the Lost Lands. Mila Jovovich, Dave Bautista, and then we will also be reviewing Mickey 17. We just left the theater, had some tacos. We got the girls, Spencer and Peyton. They're in the audience, checking out. And we'll be ending this episode not with a list, but with a draft.
Yes,
Very
very excited for the draft.
drafting Robert Pattinson and Bong Joon Ho films.
Yeah.
If we mess that name up at any point,
No, we got
I'm
it right.
sorry
We got it
because
right.
he's an incredible director and he deserves better. But we just two trifling dudes who don't know much. But let's start out. As Trey said, we got the Sprecher. I will go on record. Sprecher, to me, has the best glass bottle drinks in the business.
Yeah,
The
great.
cherry Coke, the orange cream, the grape. This is not a beer for your boy, though.
I really like the beer. The beer's got a lot of flavor, packs a lot of punch.
It packs punch.
It does everything that we need. It has a lot of alcohol. I really like it. I was surprised by the flavor. You get hit with flavor on this beer, and I can appreciate that. But yeah, really excited to dive in.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And I got my shirt that Spence, if I can get it on the green screen. Somehow heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Got this for my birthday. First episode of 36 that I'm recording.
Yep, that's right, buddy.
My knees are bad,
The
but
youthful
we're
36.
Here. And I'm starting out with In the Lost Lands. Trey, we were watching a film. We saw this trailer. We were like, what the hell is this?
At first when I saw the trailer, I was excited because it just looked so crazy. And, I'm a sucker for monsters.
Yeah.
But the more I've rewatched the trailer, I've gone from an excitement of like an 8 out of 10 to about a 2 out of 10. I feel like that movie went from I thought it was going to be good. Then I saw, and learned some things about the movie. And I was like, oh, this movie's not going to be good.
This is from director Paul W.S. Anderson. He gave us Mortal Kombat, Alien vs. Predator, and all the Resident Evil films. So you know what that means. That Mila Jovovich is in the movie.
Yep.
It's a requirement.
I'm surprised this movie wasn't a video game prior,
So it's actually from a book by George R. R. Martin, who did the Game of Thrones films. She plays Grey Alice, who's a witch.
Okay.
And she has this thing where she looks at you and she can make you do anything her mind compels.
Okay.
And then we got Big Dave Bautista. I got his bobblehead right there. And he plays Boyce.
Okay.
He's a hunter.
Okay.
That's all you need to know. That's all the backstory you get.
I knew one Boyce in my life. That's crazy. It's such
and
a rare
then
name.
We have Arlie Jover, who plays an enforcer. So basically, nuclear holocaust destroyed most of the world. There's one major city left. It's controlled by Christian zealots.
Okay.
So they're all dressed like monks and stuff. And you have this enforcer who dresses like a cardinal, working for this Pope-looking character. Let me tell y'all, Arlie Jover, hands down, if she doesn't win the Razzie for worst performance in a movie, then Razzies just need to end. And she's a good actress. You would know her if I showed you her face.
Okay.
Good actress. The worst acting I've seen in a film. I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to touch it this year. It was that bad. Gave us great lines like Dave Bautista looking at her crying, going, "What kind of God does this?" And then she goes, "The vengeful kind."
Okay. So would you say that it's worse than Suitable Flesh? Because we couldn't even finish that movie. It was so bad. The acting was rough.
That's okay. It's a step up from Suitable Flesh.
Okay.
But I will say the thing with this movie is it should have stayed lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
The action is not great. The story is stupid. The acting is bad. Dave Bautista looks bad in this.
God. What about the CG, Eddie?
The CG. Let me put it this way: the werewolf in Harry Potter Part 3 is better than the werewolf in this movie.
Which werewolf? Lupin?
And
Yeah.
Prisoner's asking.
That
That's-
was a good werewolf. I liked it.
Oh,
It's not the best, but I thought it was.
It's not
cool.
what we're looking for with a
It was
werewolf.
all CG. I
Yeah.
need practical, and if I do get CG, I want Van Helsing CG.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, all right.
But this was
He
was
looks like
rough.
that werewolf looked kind of like a big gerbil.
This
you know what
thing,
I mean?
this thing
know?
kind of looked like a lion.
Okay.
It definitely did not look like a werewolf, but this movie, it's a convoluted mess
That's possible.
that I cannot believe went to theaters.
Yeah.
It's not going to do well. I can go ahead and tell you, no one in the theater had a good time with it.
Yeah.
I heard some dude groan when the movie was over. He was like, huh.
Well, I mean, first off, they did one rollout of
Yeah.
marketing for this movie, and I never knew it already hit theaters.
Yeah.
I thought this was a movie that was going to come out at the end of the year.
And it's out now.
And I haven't heard a peep or review about it.
Well, you're hearing a review now.
Yeah.
And like I said, In the Lost Land should have stayed lost. I'm
Yeah.
going to give it a very generous 1.3 out of 5 cheers.
Oh wow!
I'm a kind person. I'm very kind.
That's worst of the year territory with that rating.
Oh, it's the lock, my guy. I hate to tell
man,
you.
yeah, I'm happy to hear
It's
it.
a lock.
Well, I'm happy I didn't go see it. I appreciate you
Be glad.
suffering.
This
for
is what I
us.
do for
Yeah.
you. Because somehow suffering feels good in a place like this. But that was Friday.
Uh-huh.
Today, Saturday, we saw Mickey 17.
Yes.
This is from director Bong Joon Ho, who gave us Parasite, Okja, Snowpiercer, The Host.
Yes.
Academy Award winner.
Yes.
And we got Robert Pattinson as Mickey Barnes.
Mhm.
He's an expendable. So basically, he's a loser who's broke, who signs up to basically be a guinea pig,
Yeah.
where they're going to keep cloning him, killing him, for their needs. We got Stephen Yeun as his friend Timo, Naomi Aki as Nasha, the love interest. She's from Blink Twice, for those who've seen it.
Okay.
And we got Mark Ruffalo as Chief Marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was there. And Tony Collette as Yafla,
Yeah.
which you would never guess how that was spelled.
No. Well, off the heels of Land of the Lost, this is a movie that has great CG.
Yeah.
Or Lost Lands,
Yeah, these little they're kind of like weird.
They're like water bears.
They're kind of like water bears or pill bugs or something like
Yeah.
that. Because at one point they do the like tuck and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little
Pill
bit.
bug.
Yeah,
Roly-poly, but Okja. It was
Yeah.
Roly-poly meets Okja.
Yeah.
It did give me Okja vibes.
For
Mhm.
sure. And again, we're seeing these creatures in the daylight, and
Yeah.
the CG still looks really good.
Yeah, like at
Yeah, it
the
was good.
at the
Yeah.
end when they're doing the speech and the one scientist lady's like holding the baby. I was like, that looks like she's legitimately holding
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a small creature.
Yeah. And I wonder if they did practical effects. So like the CG
Maybe.
looks really good on the holding aspect of it.
At
you
least
know?
for the babies, because I mean, it wouldn't take anything to build a small
No.
one of those and just CG the effects
right,
over it.
exactly.
Where like it's an actual like take this pig.
and just make the eyes
And,
move,
like, make it
or,
move.
The snout,
But dude, what did you think about Rob Pat with his little voice?
So I, most like everyone, they're probably not gonna like the actual accent,
Mhm.
but it was the perfect accent for his character.
Yeah.
His character is this like down on his luck, soft and kind at heart person. So the voice kind of needed to match that aesthetic.
Mhm.
And it also worked really well for other reasons that
Yeah.
I don't want to get into, but it was interesting. It was interesting voice, but yet again, another reason that Rob Pat shows us why he's as versatile as he is.
And Bong Joon Ho, because
Yeah.
I mean, none of his films, like me, Spencer, and Peyton were saying, this does give you vibes of Okja.
yeah,
But it still doesn't feel the exact same.
right.
And like Snowpiercer,
yeah, I got
very
some
different.
I got
from this.
vibes of Snowpiercer just because of how original it was.
Yeah.
And the sci-fi element.
Yeah,
Um,
he'll create a original sci-fi.
he does. He
Bong
does.
knows what he's doing. This is why he's an Academy Award winner.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, I really like the movie.
Mhm.
The movie was a fresh idea. The whole time I'm really engaged with the story. I want to know where it's going.
Mhm.
Once, this is a movie where the intro credit hits about 30 minutes into the movie.
I did notice that,
And-
which was interesting.
So once you hit that intro credit, and you come back to present time,
Mhm.
you know where the story's going, and I was on board for it. I was really excited to see where the story was going to develop, what was going to happen, and I was not disappointed. What about you?
I was definitely not disappointed. My issue falls in, and I bring this up all the time, the pacing I do feel was flawed in the middle and the very end.
Yeah, I agree.
And the movie it felt long, felt dragging at points.
Yeah.
Really, well made, well shot, well acted, like everything from the side characters to Mark Ruffalo talking with his full teeth out.
Yeah.
I think the movie is very well made. I just think that pacing does hit you.
Let's jump back to Mark Ruffalo for a minute. I am really loving what he is doing in his career right now. He does not mind playing.
He's in his scumbag era.
Yeah, and
Poor Things.
But you can tell he's having fun playing these roles. And Mark Ruffalo is such a good guy in person anyway. He doesn't mind playing these type of roles, and he really succeeded. And let's also talk about Toni Collette. Yeah, she is just one of the best to do it, and she shows it again in this movie. I loved that couple in the movie and how they bounced off of each other. How she was really, you could tell she was the brains behind their operation. She was the one leading him.
He's just the face.
But she did a good job making it think like it was his idea on everything.
The cool thing about him being a villain, he doesn't have power.
No.
He's always like a bum, but he's also cowardly.
Yeah.
Like Poor Things in this. He's very cowardly, very much a loser.
Yeah.
But he just keeps finding these ways to like sneak getting power.
Yeah, well, and they hinted at that in the movie, right? Where, he wasn't successful at what he wanted to do a couple of times, and this was his other run, essentially, without giving too much away.
If you're not good on Earth, if you just go to another planet, who knows? Maybe you're automatically number one.
Right. But this movie was original. Besides some pacing issues, which I think all four of us agreed, they could have just cut about 15 minutes from the movie. Yeah, I think that's all it really needed.
Hey, that's big to get Trey to say. Agree to cutting from a movie.
Yeah, I just think there was some scenes that just really, I always think on spots, in the movie where people are like, "No, we need to cut it," and I'll really give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say, "No, it needed to be in there for this or to back this up from an earlier moment." That was not the case in this movie. There was literally about 15 minutes that was just,
the whole epilogue.
Yeah, just didn't need to be there. But it was really a fun ride. Had a good time.
It really brought me up once we get the creatures more introduced.
Yes.
Between the host, Okja, he has very good ideas when it comes to unique creature ideas.
Yeah. Well, and also, I mean, the direction was great. I do want to talk up the director for a minute. He has a very good sight where he wants, the beginning, the body, and the ending to be, and us as the audience, we get to enjoy that ride with him, and it's kind of where we wanted the movie to go. So that's like all attest to his directing abilities. And then he's such a good world builder.
He really is.
When you look at movies like Okja, or you look at movies like Snowpiercer, I mean, when you're creating a totally new environment, you have to have a vision. You have to be a visionary director. And he was. So this was a lot of fun. And then also, let's not forget Stephen Young. Yeah. We haven't really touched on him. He's also been really good at playing a grimy character recently.
He's been playing interesting characters. Like he had Mayhem.
He had Beef.
He had this. He was in Love Me.
Yeah. He's really Makari, right? Minari. Yeah, Minari. And he's really come into his own as a top tier actor, and he doesn't mind being, that grimy character. Really, he was very important to me in this movie because it was nice to see some added depth to the story on like what his character brought and
Yeah.
how it impacted Mickey. So it was really fun. So
Old Mickey.
everyone really had a good part to play
Mhm.
in this.
Naomi Ackie, very good.
Yeah.
As the love interest.
You know, I will say there is one character that I thought we were going to get more of. It was the girl.
Mhm.
Blonde, curly hair.
No,
The
no.
other
Oh,
girl
the
that helps
scientist
him.
lady?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I
The
I do
scientist
agree.
or the
No.
one that helped him
the one that helped him.
with
She-
the teeth.
Yeah, she was a scientist too, I thought.
I
thought she was a researcher. She's not like one of the white
I thought
lab
she was
coats.
medical. I thought she was medical.
No, I think she was. She's like the main love interest. She's like an officer.
Yeah, well, I really thought we were gonna have more from her.
Especially with an
Yeah.
event that happens early in the movie.
Yeah, but we never it died. Like we
Yeah.
never
Came
it never-
back towards the
It
end.
was a weird loose end.
Yeah, it felt very loose into me. But other than that, really enjoyed the movie. Is there anything else that we missed that you want to touch on before
I
we
don't think so, my boy. I just think we need to get into ratings.
Well, I've thought about it for a minute, and because there's like 8 good with like 2 bad, I think it's a fair rating of a 3.8 out of 5 for me.
So I'm at a 3.7.
3.7, okay.
The creatures brought me up. I was
Yeah.
lower,
Yeah.
but it's brought me up a couple.
I mean, he always does a solid job. I mean,
Mhm.
I knew going into this movie it was going to be better than a 3. I just didn't know how far. But yeah, I feel like a 3.8 is a very solid review for
Or
where.
3.7.
Yeah, or 3. Yeah.
Girls, what'd y'all get? Shout it out.
I was also at like a 3. I'm sorry. 3. You always make me convert numbers. I
Well,
did
so
a
three-
74.
Okay,
So is
about
that
a 3.5.
3.7.
3.7?
Oh yeah.
Was it a 73, 74?
3.5 is 70.
Oh yeah, because 4 is 80%.
So
Yeah.
3.7. So you gave it, that's
Yeah.
Spencer, giving it a 3.7, same as your boy. Pepe?
I don't know how to do this.
What would you rate it on a scale of 0 to 5?
0 to 5.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, probably like a 3, 5, 3,
Oh,
6.
Hey, 3.5, 3.6. That's still
So
passing.
the bottom is a 3.5. That lets you know that this was a solid movie.
That's a 70 and up. That's passing in any public school.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, I highly encourage if y'all haven't seen Mickey 17, go watch. I think you'll have a good time.
There's
with
Mickey
it.
18,
Yeah,
Mickey
absolutely.
1,
Yeah,
Mickey 2.
absolutely.
Mickey 1 was kind of a fatty. He was trying to get extra calories. That
Hey.
dog.
Well, you know.
But guys, end of the episode. Normally we'll do a list,
Mhm.
a ranking, but every now and then we like to bust out a draft. So
Mhm.
Trey and myself, we'll be drafting 7 films. The qualifications is that it has to be either acted by Robert Pattinson
Yep.
or directed by Bong Joon Ho.
Yep.
So we have already decided Trey is going second,
Yep.
which means he'll get 2 picks to start out.
Yep.
I'm going first, which means I get the first film overall.
Okay.
First film overall, give me The Batman.
Dude, very solid. Very solid.
Robert Pattinson's The Batman.
Yeah, that deserves to be in the top. At number 1 for me, give me Parasite.
Saw that coming.
Mhm.
And as an easy second, give me Memories of a Murderer.
Ooh, I like it.
One of the best to do it, honestly.
Okay.
That movie, the final shot in that
I
movie
was
is one of the best.
wondering. I had 2 films I was wondering between
Mm-hmm.
you picking as your second. I knew Parasite was going to be your first.
Oh yeah.
So for my second, give me Okja.
Okay.
That movie, incredible. That ending, just it'll pull you to tears. I
Yeah.
mean that movie. I was an inconsolable mess. I just had to turn it off and walk outside.
Yeah.
And
No.
consider all my life choices.
100% agree. Well, for my third, let me get over to the Rob Pattinson train
Okay.
and snag Tenet.
Okay,
Ooh.
so I'm also on the Rob Pattinson train for my number 3 because my boy.
Oh,
wow.
Give
Yeah.
me Harry Potter
Yeah.
Nice.
and the Goblet of Fire.
No, so solid, buddy.
You know, Rob Pat, so good in that movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
So likable in that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, completely agree. Well, then, in that case, for my number 4, give me Good Time.
Okay, I expected this to show up for you.
I honestly, it could be Good Time. I think's a better movie maybe than Tenet, but I don't know, man. I'm such a softie for Christopher Nolan, so I gotta go Tenet.
You know what? Give me The Boy and the Heron.
Okay.
You know, your boy loves some animated, some Miyazaki.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about voices, because like in this one, he's kind of like this,
Yeah.
But in that one, he's like this. Everything he says, it's real deep. So, gotta give him a shout out for that.
Well, man, I could not feel right about this list if Snowpiercer was not in my top 5.
I knew my boy was going to take that eventually.
I love that movie so much. In fact, since you don't like that movie, Eddie, let me get your Blu-ray. Let me buy your Blu-ray from you. Okay?
How about you just go on somewhere? How about that?
It doesn't deserve to be here, Eddie.
Okay, so I feel very good at having this in my first 5.
Okay.
Give me Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Let's
Bro,
go.
you can take it.
That I went to the midnight release of this.
I was like, if y'all don't put one Twilight movie.
And it was I had never been. I was surrounded by Twilight fans.
Yep.
And I had a great time. They were very into it.
Yeah.
And so
Not
they were very into it.
As if Eddie is excluded from that.
Right.
I mean, I was having a good time,
We
but
know.
like they were like,
We know.
they know all the scenes. They read the books. Y'all know I
Yeah.
don't read. I don't know what a book is.
Wow. For my number 6, give me The Rover.
Oh, I was wondering if you were going to get The Rover.
The Rover is such a solid Rob Pat performance. You don't like Rob Pat in this movie. He's just a grimy character, but his performance is so good, and the movie itself is so good.
Yeah.
Once you get to that last shot of the Rover and you realize what it's all about, oh man, such a great movie.
So, dude, I'm happy getting this late in the draft. Number 6, give me Mickey 17.
Ah, okay,
Ooh,
okay.
switcheroo.
Yeah, dude, I like that. Well,
Your last pick, my boy.
last pick,
The penultimate pick.
I'm going Lost City of Z.
Okay, that was not on my list, but I remember you enjoying that movie.
Yeah, I really thought it was a solid movie and based on a true story.
So for my final pick, this is a movie. Years ago at Movie Stop, I got my line for liking,
Mhm.
but I was like, I don't get why people like hate on this movie. I'm like, it's fine.
Mhm.
So number 7, the Mr. Irrelevant of this draft, give me Water for Elephants.
Okay.
Cute little romance movie.
Yeah, no, solid.
Reese
Solid.
Witherspoon? Shoot.
Yeah, no, completely agree, man. I think
All
that's
right,
a solid
so-
list.
My boy, let's recap real quick before we get out of here. So what was your final 7 end up being?
So number 1, I had to go with the home run hitter of Parasite, the best on the list. There's no doubt about it. I hated to lose Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, that one hurt. But then at 2, Memories of a Murderer, followed by Tenet, Good Time, Snowpiercer, The Rover, and Lost City of Z.
And I finished up with The Batman, Okja, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, The Boy and the Heron, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2, Mickey 17, and Water for Elephants.
Yeah, solid. A little bit more Rob Pat on yours.
And you had a little bit more Bong Joon Ho
Yeah.
in yours.
Yeah.
But guys, we appreciate y'all listening, watching, whatever you do. And if you want to let us know what you think, let us know who won the draft. I'm going to be posting just the draft on TikTok. Let us know who's the winner.
Yeah.
You Team Trey or you Team Ebo? I know you're Team Ebo. But here's how you can let us know. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, A Toast to Film, all one word. Check us out on Twitter at @film_toast. Or check us out on beautiful YouTube, where you can see this amazing shirt, Nicole Kidman's stupid little mug, and just search Toast to Film Podcast. And from Trey and myself, we just wish you a good night.
Good viewing.
Bam.